In today's video, we are reacting to Aurora, The Conflict of the Mind. I think this is the last single from the new album. Let's get into it. Okay. Ooh. These kind of telephone filter vocals are nice. Woo. Chord progression descending kind of top of the mix. Oh man. It's a complicated story. Okay. We never talk about, but I see it in the mirrors, in the curtains of our house. So off rip, I feel like you can tell a lot about this song just from the way that the verse started, right? Because you have this nice little build-up, this smooth, just beautiful build-up of that kind of downwards, I wouldn't say it's, maybe it is arpeggiating. I could give it but it's definitely just a downwards kind of synth. You have those nice smooth chords just in the bottom of the mix. You have that kind of R&B type drums going on. Then she comes in. And, well, obviously she has her little da-da-da-da-does or whatever, which those telephone vocals were really nice. But then everything kind of dampens down so you can listen to the vocals. And that to me tells me that this is going to be a really nice storytelling song. Because a producer, what they want to do is, if you want to listen to the vocals, they're going to kind of strip back the instrumental a little bit so the vocals are more prevalent. If you want more instrumental and less vocals, you're going to have more prevalent instrumental, like how we had at the beginning. So just like a little thing to keep note as we keep listening. You know, now we're going around a table in the actual music video as well, so we're kind of getting this idea of maybe some family conflict. I feel like we're getting a very, very human side of Aurora here. And it feels like we're just seeing all this despair, right? In this family environment. Maybe she kind of had, maybe we're telling a story of her upbringing. I don't know. Obviously, I could let this breathe a little more and kind of get, you know, more of the information, right? But just the storytelling, right? She's kind of painting the scene. She's setting the scene, and that was that kind of dampened part of the instrumental, right? And her actually saying, you know, it's, you know, you don't always see it. Sometimes it's like in the curtains of your home, you know, this family conflict. And then now we get to the chorus where there's more emotion. There's obviously, you go from that, I think it's 2 layers of vocals, where you have kind of I think that's 2 layers. Both of them have some distortion to them. One of them's just a little more heavy on the higher frequencies, I think. Yeah, okay, yeah, there we go. Some of it's more telephone and some of it's more just kind of this distorted vocal. Then we go to that more streamlined kind of what we expect from Aurora vocals in general in the hook. And that's kind of that power that we've been talking about of having this new producer to inject some new ideas into the Aurora sound, because it's still an Aurora sound. But I feel like we're kind of going off of the whole nature thing a little bit, because a lot of Aurora's previous work was very nature-based, and you kind of felt this idea that she just was one with nature, right? And now we're kind of going more into, and I'm not saying there wasn't any humanity and more human conflicts in her previous works, but now we're kind of going into this more human side. You know, Your Blood, Conflict of the Mind. What was the other one? Point being, all those 3 kind of have more of this human side. Love the way it fills the headphones as well. This gentle chord progression is just beautiful.
then we kind of dampen it back. Woo. I think that's her vocals, and I love that. We're kind of now that same kind of downwards arpeggiating spiral. Now I think those are her vocals, and the and they're going from do 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 in the headphones. Ugh. In your eyes I saw a longing while I longed to lift you up. Oh my gosh. The writing on this too. And I love that idea of, were you digging something up or were you burying it down? Kind of that whole, you know, that metaphor of seeing somebody digging in the ground. But, you know, it's two sides to it. One, they could have been burying something, but on the other hand, they're digging it up. Like how you would bury a conflict, or if you're bringing it back up. And again, kind of that whole idea of family conflict. And looking at the music video as well, you almost wonder if this is kind of going between her family in a way. Of now, we've kind of shifted over to who I can assume to be the mom. We've shifted over to them, the camera focus. So I wonder if that's who she's talking about in the song. Just little details. And also now we've added another layer of harmony to her vocals as well. It's just, these little things that she puts in this mix that just, I love that bottom harmony as well. My heart up and breaks me at the very same time. And now they're not there anymore. Ooh. And now we're adding in those does from the beginning as well. Along with that same kind of do 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 do. Just the way those vocals pan, it still, God has me in awe, honestly, because it genuinely feels like it starts here, then goes here, and then here, and then here. So it's so interesting. It's not I wouldn't say it's a particularly hard thing to do. Even the little easiest things can make a world of difference in your mix, and you can see that here. Oh man. That little doubling of the vocal in that left side was beautiful. Goodness. I like this little bridge as well. You can tell that they're kind of going for a bit of a different approach here for the bridge. It's just, I love it. I love it. Love that subtle guitar in the left side. Whew. This little vocals right there. Woo! I love those vocal chops. Call and response so quick. I kind of want to go back a little bit, just kind of listen to that again, but that part specifically. But I love, especially in that part where the chorus comes back, right? It's all layered and messy, right? And that's kind of what we've been building up to in this mix of kind of the different layering of the vocals and adding up to this point where it explodes into this big conflict, you know? It's like the conflict of the mind, and I can only assume that that's why they use these vocal chops the way they do, is this whole idea of the song is it's a conflict of the mind. So what better way to kind of show that than to make the entirety of the mix just vocals, and messy ones at that. Just kind of adding in it slowly, and the conflict in your mind is starting to build up, all these different voices, and it just kind of explodes into this, and by the end it kind of reigns back into just a little bit. It's just little details like that is so fantastic. And see, we're stripping back here. Kind of comes back a little bit. Very stripped back. The little chuckle at the end, with the face of kind of smile / despair. Goodness gracious. Aurora. Gosh, Aurora. Man, I want to watch this live thing. That looks good. But we're not going to watch that now. Let me know, though, what Aurora I should watch next.